Hello, this is Dr. Foojan Zeine, and this is the tip of the week. So, what if you're tired, burned out, and yet have so much zest inside for reaching big goals? The two parts at times oppose each other. I spoke with a young woman who has finished her schooling and is ready to launch her career, but is tired already of 20 years of studying and scared of taking on the adult role. Whenever she thinks of looking for a job, her stomach cringes and becomes a little girl who whines and says, I don't want to get a job. I want to stay forever 18. I'm tired already. Knowing that growing up is inevitable and what she's pushing away is forcing itself toward her, I spoke with a 45-year-old man who has launched his business and is struggling through the first 2 years and sees the potential for future earnings and growth, has the vision of where to go and how to get there, but is tired already, is angrily frustrated all the time, yells at his wife and children because he's tired and exhausted, and yet the zest and passion of his growth is brewing inside. I spoke with a 62-year-old woman who has come from a very tough childhood, pulled it through, and has made it to where she wants in her life, career, and family. A part of her says she should retire and enjoy life as is. Yet another part plans elaborate projects for her. Her body can't take it anymore and won't cooperate. She's tired and no longer has the stamina for lofty vision. Another man I spoke with wants to take off and share his skills with the world, and his fears of playing big and being known and being harmed if he's known stops him. He's tired of taking a risk and losing it all. Well, what can you do when one part of you is desiring to run forward and another is tired already, sitting and not moving, or just pure scared? The short answer is lots of good negotiation between the two parts. It's important first to distinguish between fantasies and goals, realistic fears versus irrational fears, temporary setbacks versus the conditions versus temporary setbacks and conditions versus permanent or ongoing phase of life changes. So when it comes to fantasies versus goals, human beings are future-oriented, creative, visual, imaging beings. There are so many possibilities that we visualize and can choose to implement. Fantasies are visualizations that are based on creativity. When the visualization begins to get some form of reality and can be implemented in real observable life, then it becomes a goal that with concrete actions can be manifested. Realistic fears versus irrational ones. Well, they're real danger, people or situation that can harm us. There are also what ifs, the what if thoughts that when you run them through a logical, rational chain of analysis, just don't hold up with reality. And then temporary situation versus permanent phase of life changes. There are times that someone has worked hard or has been stressed for a period due to an unfortunate situation or a period of growth. Well, in these instances, a person can just take some time off, replenish and recuperate, manage their sleeping and exercise habits. There's also a realization that a situation or a deterioration is permanent due to maybe an injury or aging. In this stand, we need to respect the new phase, grieve for the old ways of being, the energy we used to have and the zest, and adapt our lives to the new energy level or abilities. I've noticed that the two sides of me negotiate constantly. One party is excited to conquer the world, gets giddy, filled with the zest of life, while another gets tired and does not have the capacity nor the energy to do as much as I used to. At 60 years of age, my body can't operate without 8 hours of sleep and can't even multitask as well as I used to. I've sensed sadness and grief that comes over a denial, a form of rebelliousness at times. And I get it whenever I'm trying to be rebellious against my body. At times, it's feelings of sadness about letting go of long-term visions that could have been. There's also an identity that has been built around the career, a way of conducting a daily activity that resists a change toward some new way of structuring or repurposing life. Coming to terms with dualities and shifting slowly through the transitional time with awareness is the key. Cherishing all parts and moving slowly through the resistance toward what is envisioned or is best for the future. For the young lady who's needing to say goodbye to teen years and embrace adulthood, or the woman who needs to say goodbye to a full-time career and cherish quieting down and enjoying other parts of life, it will all be a transition from one phase of life to another. From the grief of letting go, cherishing the lessons that can be taken with us toward the new beginning, learning and experiencing a whole new world. Life moves in changes. You can resist it or flow with it. Honor the feelings of grief while you begin exploring with curiosity what life is giving you as a gift. That's what I've been doing. So for more observational and integrational skills to become fully present and whole, get my book, Life Reset, the Awareness Integration Path to Create the Life You Want. Thank you for listening with your heart.
Togetherness Media. Togethernessmedia.com.